Ladies and gentlemen, to my left is Zach Rector, the one and only. Zach, it's a privilege to be with you, sir. How are you doing today?
Oh, it's so good to see you again, Ray, and so great to be here with the XRP community. This is the best conference just because everybody's on the same page, the vibes are incredible, and we're the only digital asset with clarity as not being a security.
That is very true. Not only not a security classified as a virtual currency by FinCEN. I mean, all these cards are stacking in our favor. What else do you think is left for real world adoption?
Well, the adoption's already happening outside the US, but as Uphold CEO Simon said yesterday, they fired up ODL in the United States, and I think as this case concludes, we're about to see the liquidity from the US start to come into the XRP ledger as well.
Do you think that's going to be timed with the potential release or approval of the stablecoin bill?
Well, that's only going to help accelerate the adoption. It seems like Ripple's already moving that way. They've introduced their stablecoin, and there's just a lot more liquidity coming into the XRP ledger now with the additional utilities that we're getting. So,
Yeah, just listening to David Schwartz talk about some AI grid trading bots and things of that nature and chat bots. It's what do you think the future looks like for the XRPL?
well, I think you're going to be able to do a lot of things as far as generating yield just off of putting your XRP or assets to work in the AMM. The lending protocol looks really interesting to me. This is where we can start to actually be your own bank, right? Which was the whole idea. And we got Ripple working with the banks, but then we also have utilities being added to the XRP ledger to allow us to be our own bank. And I think we're finally starting to see the long-term vision for the XRP ledger being built out, which is the deep public open pools of liquidity coming into the XRP ledger.
Absolutely. Zach, now this conference, the XRP Las Vegas conference, the biggest conference in the world, it's been going on for 2 days now. What's been your take?
The energy is incredible. I know a lot of people are like, why are you getting together for a 50-cent XRP? It's because there's so much happening on a fundamental level for the XRP ledger. If you just look at price action, you're missing the whole rest of the story, and that's where the real money's made. So many people have recency bias. They see the XRP's been suppressed, it hasn't gone to 589, and they're missing the fact that all of these utilities are being added to the XRP ledger that are going to bring. And here's the difference: we're getting our utilities at the protocol level, whereas Ethereum is on layer two smart contracts, and we just saw the SEC is suing Uniswap for their AMM. Meanwhile, on the XRP ledger, our AMM is at the protocol level. It's not a layer two smart contract. And I think that that's going to keep us in the clear where our utilities isn't going to get us in any more trouble with the SEC per se.
Interesting. Do you think that there's a rhyme or reason that this development or these new expansions of utility are occurring during the bear market?
I mean, Ripple's got a lot of people building on the XRP ledger, and then we're seeing that the XRP validators and the other developers, right, they've really been picking it up recently as well too. So the emphasis over the last year or two, it started with the push for NFTs, was people realized, wow, there is actually people outside of Ripple building on the XRP ledger, and I think that we're going to start to see more of that too.
Excellent. Before I let you go, Zach, because I know you're a busy man, you got a sea of people usually around you. I mean, you have a community based here in Vegas, or you mentioned you had a meetup group. Can you talk about that?
Yes, yeah. Last night we had a meetup for my private Discord group. Yeah, and community of like-minded individuals, and we just celebrated our 3-year anniversary of that private group. And so, it's really a family, tight knit. It's kind of like the broader XRP community here, and really everybody's just excited to learn and then figure out what are we going to do after XRP goes to whatever price target we have in mind. What are you going to do next? And so I think the energy here has been infectious. I love being here with the community. Everybody's over the target. They get it, they understand it, and everybody's on the same mission. And I think, the most inspiration that I've gotten from this conference too was John Deaton. His messaging is so on point, and it's part of saving our country. It's bigger than XRP. It's bigger than crypto. It's bigger than what's the next 10x. It's how do we save our country. John Deaton's messaging earlier today, 100% on point, and I think that he's going to give Elizabeth Warren a run for her money.
What a great take, Zach. Now, for those in the audience, how can they potentially participate in your Discord community if it's open to the
Yes.
open to the public?
Yeah, so if you go to zachrector.com, my website, I have all my community resources there, and we would love to have folks come on in. They can try it out and just join our family. We talk about a range of issues from gardening to precious metals. We talk about business deals, real estate. We got a lot of people that have other experiences, and knowledge outside of me too. So the power of that community comes from the others that contribute to it. There's so many people adding value to it, and it's been a pleasure to get to know all these people on a family level basis, right? And so at all of these conferences that I go to up in Vancouver, here in Vegas, I try to take time to, just hang out with my core group. And obviously, everybody here, though, is part of one big XRP family.
Very true. Zach, thank you for your time, sir. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Ray. Appreciate you.